Central Guiding Purpose Meditation. This meditation is intended to help clarify and identify and articulate what our central guiding purposes are in life. The more clearly we can articulate those and then remain familiar with those, we can act from that as our basis of operation. So having a clear sense of purpose is a strong predictor of mental and physical well-being. Helps us with resilience in times of distress when we remember what's meaningful to us. And then the clearer that is to us, overall, the more alignment of all of our day-to-day activities and big picture activities can feel that they're coming from that sense of meaning. They can become sacred in that sense. So this is a contemplative practice that you can do in and of itself to explore what that is. Once that begins to be articulated for you, it can also become part of your postural setup. You set up your physical posture, like the external posture, and then you set up your internal posture of why am I doing this? So why am I meditating, or why am I engaging in practice, or why am I doing anything? So we can then state that to ourselves. It's okay if right off the bat, when thinking about these prompting questions, there isn't an answer that comes right up. Sometimes we're not used to asking ourselves these questions or being asked these questions. There's even something relationally that's beneficial to holding that space for ourselves or for somebody else, like a partner or a friend, to ask and want to know with that deep sense of curiosity, what's really most important to you? So even if the answer doesn't come right back up, holding that kind of space is good practice in and of itself. You can keep coming back. Okay, so you can take a meditation posture. If you're comfortable closing your eyes for this, you can, because we're going to visualize and we're going to use contemplation. Take a few mindful breaths. Focus your attention to the present. And we'll begin by reflecting on and trying to articulate the greater sense of purpose. So first, try to reflect on and identify endeavors that you've been working on or engaged in throughout your life that have felt most meaningful to you. The activities that felt like they had the deepest sense of meaning and purpose for you. Think about the things that you've put a lot of effort and strived working on that are helping you do what you're trying to do in this life. What are you most trying to do in this life? What are the things that have felt like maybe a calling? When engaged in them, you just knew that that's what you were meant to be doing. When you reflect on those things, those events, those times you were engaged that way, did they start to help you articulate a broader purpose, a broader philosophy about what's important to you? What are the things that you felt most passionately engaged in, most vitally engaged? When you engage in those things, they just lit you up, every part of your being. What were those things? What was it about those things? Maybe some of those endeavors you even felt very single-minded about, just completely dialed in, naturally. No compromise, in a positive way. And what are the things that also contribute to a greater social good? What are the things that you engage in that have impact beyond just your life, that leave a wake of positive influence? The things that have something to do with how you want to leave this world. What do you want to leave behind? What are those times where things just felt harmonious, just clicked in, lined up? Are there moments along the way in your life that were major turning points that helped articulate or clarify what was important to you? Where you wanted to operate from? What you wanted to do? Those points that once they happened, there was no going back. There's before and there's after that time. There are moments where the interconnection is more vivid. Things were just lined up. Everything came together. It all clicked. Now, given all these reflections, we can start to identify a coherent, clearer sense of purpose. It's consistent with your worldview, it's consistent with your self-view, it's consistent with your wider perspective. See if you can articulate that to yourself right now as clearly as you can. What are the elements of that? And once that's clear, now start to imagine and envision what it might look like to completely operate of that central purpose, or those central purposes. What would it look like to have a life that's completely integrated with that? To be completely functioning from that as your basis of operation. What all the decisions you're going to run through. The day-to-day activities. Everything through that central guiding purpose. And flourishing from that. Imagine what that life might look like. What are the ways that that could manifest? If that central guiding purpose was internalized, clearly articulated, and solidly the central point of your being. Bring that to mind as vividly as you can. See clearly what that life looks like. Bring the visualization to a close, and we can tuck that familiarity back into the heart, into the mind. See if you can stay familiar with that outside of the formal practice. Thank you.